Gaye DeRusso, the Majestic rider. So I'm going to show you a little exercise I use to get my horse used to joggers before I go out there, because some of them haven't seen joggers on the trail. So I round pended this horse, then I desensitized him some, then I ran around him some. Now if he wants to follow me, he can follow me. But I'm just going to jog around the arena, waving my arms around just so he gets used to it. So he can follow me. He doesn't have to follow me. He just stepped on the rope, so it's another way I get them used to putting pressure on the rope and figuring it out for themselves. So that's why the rope's on him, but also if he got really scared, I could grab the rope and calm him down. So you can tell he wants to bond with me, he wants to come. But again, he's probably never walked around with a rope attached to him, so I want him to get used to, if he steps on that, he doesn't panic. So now he's got the rope kind of between his legs. Good boy. So once in a while I'm stopping and just rewarding him for his efforts. Leg. Again, I'm in a controlled area, he's not totally loose, and he's been used to the rope. I've thrown it around him, so I prepared him for it, and then I'm here in case something bad happens. But sooner or later, no matter how many ropes you pick up, your horse is going to get loose. Get a rope around his legs or the reins around his legs. So the more he knows, if he steps on it, he's just supposed to stop instead of panic, less likely he is to get hurt, and less likely he is to break your equipment. Raise their hands up. So I try to get my horse used to me raising my hands up. Hi, buddy. Good job. See, and I'm still jogging here because sometimes the joggers don't stop. Hi. You're a pretty horse. See you later. Then off they go. Hi. So if he wants to stand here, that's fine too. Good boy. So you'll see I don't raise it as high as I'm getting close to him, because I don't want to scare him. I'm just starting to get him used to it. Just so he knows this person's not going to hit him. They're just goofy. Now I'm going to run straight at him and see what happens. Hi, you did good. Yes, you did good. Yeah, and then just praise so he knows that's what I want him to do. Hi, good boy. Okay. So that's pretty good for the day. Yes, you were good. So now I'm going to reward him by I'm going to go take him and graze him. But you see, he's one that wants to bond. He wants to be with you. He wants to do the right thing. He's just not sure what it is. So again, try as much as you can before you take him out on the trail with a new horse. Desensitize him home. See how they are with joggers, dogs, and bikes. So when you get out there, it's kind of it's not a shit show, as they say. Things aren't flying and you're flying off your horse. Always see how they are at home first, because if they can't tolerate it at home, there's no way in hell they're going to tolerate it out on the trail. So it's got to be good at home first before you can do it out there. Okay, so now I'm grazing this horse. There's a round pen, and then it's way over there. So I prefer to graze them far away from their buddies over here, and by maybe new horses or by some spooky stuff, which is usually over here, because I want the horse to be happy where I take him and to be comfortable. So they have to slowly work up to that. So I don't like to graze them by their stalls, because then what happens? They don't want to go away from their stalls, and then they become barn sour. So if possible, graze them out on the trail, graze them away from the barn, graze them, like, you know, if your neighbor doesn't mind, over at your neighbor with the water buffalo and some crazy stuff. So then they start wanting to go towards that stuff instead of away from it. And then it'll help so your horse doesn't get buddy sour or barn sour. It's kind of funny, these guys are coming up to watch and they're like, look, he gets to eat grass, and that weird lady, she runs around him. Did you know if they run around you, you get to eat grass? I don't mind if people run around me. Well, if I got that grass, because we have nothing in here. We just have hay, dirt, little shrubs. Wonder if she'll train us. And then he's like, no dude, she only does gaited horses. They're like, how do you gate? How do we do that so she'll run around us and feed us? You gotta be like us. But see, if you just run around them and do weird stuff while they're eating and enjoying themselves, then they associate, oh, somebody runs around, maybe we'll get to eat some grass.